The FBI and other security experts are investigating the leak of celebrity photos. This privacy breach once again shines a spotlight on our vulnerability in the digital age. Hackers stole scores of private nude photographs from several celebrities, including Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence and model Kate Upton. The pictures were allegedly taken from a cloud-based internet storage system. People are now asking, how could this happen? And, of course, could it happen to anybody? Timothy Ryan is managing director of Kroll Cyber Investigations. He's a former FBI supervisory special agent who managed the largest cyber squad in the United States, and he joins us here in our New York studio. Timothy, good to meet you.
Thank you.
So it seems that this happened through, oh, no, I'm going to let you tell us. How did this happen?
It appears that earlier this morning what people were saying was that there was like a little computer program out on the internet that guys had used, that hackers had used, to basically randomly guess people's passwords. And what it was this morning they were saying is that that's how they gained access to these online storage accounts, is by just basically guessing people's passwords.
And this is some sort of program that they use called brute force or something like that.
Correct.
So it just keeps guessing.
That's correct.
But there was something wrong though with iCloud's or with Apple's programming of the cloud in that it shouldn't have allowed that many tries.
So I understand why Apple probably allowed that many tries, right? Because if it's Find My iPhone, basically they want to give people the ability to find maybe their phone that's lost or stolen, and they don't want to lock people out. That said, bad guys are looking for exactly that kind of vulnerability, and they found it.
Okay, so in this particular instance, we know that the hackers have said they have nude photos of a number up to 100 celebrities. But is anyone with an Apple product or that uses the cloud technology vulnerable to this?
So I would say that if you have an iCloud storage account today, you should immediately be changing your password.
And is it just as simple as that? Or does there need to be some sort of upgrade in the security on Apple's part?
So I think that to the extent that you can use two-factor authentication, which is you have a username and a password, and then Apple or like Google will send you another code to your phone, to the extent that you have that, you should enable that. The problem is going to be is that if you've lost your iPhone, how are you going to get the code? So I think that's one of the reasons why that may have not been implemented for Find My iPhone.
In some of the research that I was doing for our conversation, it seems that a lot of experts are not necessarily blaming Apple for this opening, if you will, for the hackers. They have upgraded their security system, but should they be at fault for this?
So, I mean, to a certain extent, there's always going to be some way that the bad guys who keep trying are going to find a way in. So if we blame a company for breaches which may be novel or, I mean, again, so we get back to Find My iPhone. So could they have enabled two-factor authentication? I'm sure they could have. But if the second factor is going to your iPhone, how are you going to use the Find My iPhone service if you don't have your iPhone anymore? Mm-hmm. So I think it's a complex question there. The problem is having that kind of vulnerability tied to Find My iPhone also allowing people into your other things in Apple, having one single sign-on that ties it all together. So that vulnerability doesn't just affect Find My iPhone, it affects everything that you're using in the Apple ecosystem.
It's my understanding the FBI is going to launch an investigation into that. What will that entail, and what could the penalties be for the hackers?
Sure. So depending on the amount of loss, because usually in the federal system, the way somebody is penalized is how much money did they take or how much money did it take to remediate. Basically, it can be for unauthorized access, it can be around 5 years. So it's a violation of 18 U.S.C. 1030. So, yeah, that's the federal code.
It makes all of us think about, our passwords if we use them and how good they are. Something to keep in mind. Timothy Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you.